It was supposed to be a quiet morning. The sun was rising, and then a gun was pressed to the president's head. It was just after 5:30 a.m. in Ouagadougou, the sky still streaked with orange, a faint breeze drifting through the presidential garden. President Ibrahim Traoré, known for his early starts and solitary rituals, had stepped out alone, wearing only a loose robe and sandals. He needed air, no guards, no distractions, just the murmur of birds and the scent of damp soil. Traoré sat on a wooden bench beneath the mango tree, sipping spiced tea from a chipped ceramic cup. But what he didn't know was that a shadow lurked just steps away, a man in the same uniform as his security detail, a man he'd trusted for 3 years, a man who'd once sworn to take a bullet for him. His name was Sergeant Diop. And this morning, he had no intention of dying. Only killing. Concealed beneath his jacket was a sleek pistol fitted with a suppressor, freshly oiled, loaded with armor-piercing rounds. He'd played this moment out in his mind 100 times. Approach. No words. One shot. Disappear into the garden's maze, where a dirt bike waited, engine already warm. At 5:46 a.m., Traoré stood and moved toward the lemon trees. Utterly alone. No guards. No cameras. Not even the birds seemed to breathe. Then, the click. A whisper of metal locking into place. He turned slowly. There, 10 feet away, stood Diop. Gun steady. Face blank. No tremor in his hands. Diop, Traoré said, voice calm. You're aiming at the wrong man. Diop didn't flinch. Traoré took a step closer. How much? Silence. Only the weight of the moment between them. Finally, Diop spoke. 5 million. Half now. Half when it's done. Traoré didn't blink. Who sent you? Diop hesitated. The orders came from Abidjan. The money, French accounts. But the voice on the phone. American. Langley. Traoré's jaw tensed. The CIA. The DGSE. Another foreign plot, this time wearing the face of a brother. Diop raised the gun. Sorry, Mr. President. This is bigger than you. Traoré locked eyes with him. Then do it. Crack. But the shot didn't come from Diop. It came from the rooftop, 70 meters back. Diop's body jerked. He crumpled, blood seeping from his shoulder. Guards swarmed in. One kicked the gun from his limp grip. From behind the trees emerged Corporal Ouattara, the president's phantom sniper. Always watching. Never seen. Traoré looked down at Diop's twitching form. You were wrong, he murmured. Loyalty doesn't have a price. 6 hours later, the sun burned white over Ouagadougou. Beneath the presidential palace, in a soundproofed room lined with steel, Sergeant Diop slumped in a chair, his left arm bound in a sling, his face gray with pain. The wound in his shoulder had been stitched shut, enough to keep him alive, not enough to dull the agony. President Ibrahim Traoré observed from behind a one-way mirror. Beside him, Captain Umar and Corporal Ouattara stood silent, watching. He won't talk, Ouattara muttered. He knows if he does, he's dead either way. Umar turned to Traoré. Pressure? Traoré shook his head. No. Bring me what was in his pocket. A guard entered with an evidence bag. Inside, a burner phone, cheap and scuffed, only one contact saved. No name. Just an international number. +33. France. Traoré's fingers tightened around the phone. Put it on speaker. Let's hear his orders. They unlocked it with Diop's limp thumbprint. The last audio message played, a voice, smooth as oil. Confirm the time. Headshot only. Film the body. Disable cameras before the second team arrives. A pause. Then another voice, this one American, clipped and cold. Payment clears through Abidjan. French intelligence handles your exit via Mali. The room went still. Even Traoré leaned forward slightly. Umar exhaled. They were never letting him walk out. Ouattara's jaw clenched. Clean up, kill him after. No traces. Behind the glass, Diop groaned. His eyelids fluttered open. Traoré stepped into the interrogation room. Diop, he said, quiet. They were never paying you the rest. Diop's breath hitched. His lips cracked as he tried to speak. You think the DGSE lets loose ends live? Traoré pressed. Or the CIA? Diop's throat worked. Then, a whisper. Wasn't just them. Traoré went still. Who else? Diop's pupils dilated, swimming with fear. Inside your palace. Umar and Ouattara exchanged a glance. A guard? Ouattara demanded. A minister? Diop's lips parted. One word, barely audible. You trusted him, like me. Then his head lolled, the heart monitor screaming as nurses rushed in. Traoré stared down at the traitor. He's not the root, he said softly. Just a poisoned branch. Ouattara lifted the burner phone. There's a draft message. He tapped the screen. A single line glared back. Target failed. Plan B in motion. Inside contact proceeds. Silence. Then Traoré turned to Umar. Find the inside man. Sweep everyone, secretaries, guards, even the cooks. Umar nodded, already dialing. Ouattara met Traoré's gaze. Plan B is live. What now? Traoré looked back at Diop's unconscious form. Now, he said, we wait for the next knife to show itself. The phone call. The ring came at midnight. One shrill burst, then silence. Traoré's blood turned to ice. The palace was too quiet. Most staff had gone home. The night shift had rotated in, new faces, old faces, all suddenly strangers. He sat in his study, logs from Diop's phone spread before him. Calls to French military bases. One routed through Ivory Coast. And one, from inside the palace. His personal phone buzzed. Unknown caller. One ring. Then a video. No text. Just a live feed. His bedroom. Empty. Dark. The camera panned slowly, then froze. Something beneath his mattress. A black device. Ticking. Traoré was on his feet in an instant. They've planted something in my room. Umar and Ouattara burst in, guns drawn. Evacuate the wing. Umar barked. 10 minutes later, the bomb squad confirmed, not explosive. A tracker. A listener. They didn't want him dead in bed. They wanted to know when he was alone. Ouattara pulled up security footage. A still image filled the screen. A palace guard. Face clear. Standing outside Traoré's bedroom at 3 a.m. Traoré's pulse spiked. Lieutenant Karim. Ouattara nodded. Except he hasn't reported for duty in 16 hours. His GPS tracker went dark this morning. Umar frowned. Karim? He fought with you in the coup. Which means, Traoré said quietly, he knows how I think. Files spilled across the table. Karim had flown to Abidjan 2 weeks ago. Fake name. Return ticket paid by a Parisian shell company. The link. Ouattara tapped the screen. He met French intel. Or CIA. Traoré's voice dropped. So there's a second traitor. Still inside these walls. Then, another twist. An intelligence officer rushed in, holding an envelope. Left in the garden. No prints. Inside, a handwritten note. French. You caught Diop. You missed Karim. But you'll never catch me. I sleep closer than any guard. You trust me with your life, and soon, you'll give it to me. Signed with a symbol. Raised open hand hash writing hand hash. La Main Rouge. The red hand. Umar paled. They've reactivated La Main Rouge.